call the meeting to order April 26, 2021. Thank you all for coming. I see that we have a quorum present. Thank you for showing up again, ladies and gentlemen. Item 2, minutes of the March 1st, 2021 meeting. Has anybody had chances to look at the meeting minutes? Any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I call for a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion and second. All those in favor of accepting the March 1st meetings? All those in favor? Thank you very much. Item 3, public hearings. A conditional use permit application for Origins Cannabis Company, LLC, to change the use from medical marijuana cultivation to adult use marijuana cultivation within the existing building located at 95 Skowhegan Road, assesses map 22, lot 15, in the commercial land use district. I'd like to open the public hearing at this time.
Representative is on the line with us.
Okay.
Ben, are you there?
Hey.
Hello?
Good evening, Ben.
Hey, how are you?
Very good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, we're having all technical difficulties here on the first started, but we're good to go now. So yes, the existing medical marijuana facility is looking to convert to a adult use facility. So they are up and running right now. Nothing is proposed to change. It's licensing through the state, really for adult use. So that's classified as a change of use. So that's why we are here tonight.
Thank you. Is there anybody here from the public that has any questions or comments?
Anyone on the Zoom call want to speak? Have questions on the development?
Hearing none, we will keep the meeting open for a few minutes in case someone comes along that has public comments or lives near this 95 Skowhegan Road.
Letters were sent to the abutters.
Go ahead.
Letters were sent to the abutters. So none of them are present on the
Okay.
meeting.
Very good. If there are no other questions or comments from the public, I would move to close the public hearing, and I take a motion to do so.
So moved.
So moved
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you very much. The public hearing is closed. We'll move on to item 4, new business. Conditional use permit. While we have Ben here, can we jump down to item C?
The other two items are real quick, if we could just get those two.
We'll get them.
All
We'll
right.
get them quick.
All right.
Item 4, new business. Conditional use permit application, COND 2020-03 from MEVS Richards LLC Solar Project, issued by the Planning Board on October 19, 2020. Request an additional 180-day extension of time to start construction on the ground-mounted solar energy generation project off Skowhegan Road. Discussion and decision. Any discussion on that requested extension?
The representative is on the line with us.
Yes, good evening, folks. Steve Barrett from Barrett Energy. We just submitted a letter requesting an extension of this permit. The original permit 6 months, and we request another 6 months. Things are proceeding along as we expect. We did have 2 conditions of approval that are still pending and we're still working on. one being the parcel combination, combining the parcels, and we're still working with the surveyor on that, as well as the main DOT access permit. So that's just a summary of where we're at, and we expect things to proceed, just need a little more time.
Any questions or comments from our board?
Have those permits been submitted? I couldn't hear. To DOT?
We submitted the permit applications to the main DOT for access to the site. We got an email approval saying they approved our access point, but they asked for a traffic control plan. So that's just what's holding up getting things finalized, is to prepare and complete the traffic control plan.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Stephen Barrett?
Do you anticipate this being October 17th, the new deadline that we're looking at? Do you anticipate having constructions well underway or completed by that date?
Construction will be underway by that day. We're confident of that.
Okay.
I don't think it would be completed by that date, but if things go well, maybe we could. So we'll just have to keep the board updated.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, I'd call for a motion.
Move to extend the conditional use permit request, start request out to October 17th, 2021 as requested.
A motion and second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'd call for a vote. All those in favor? Thank you very much. It is approved.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Next, item B4, under 4, a letter of support to Mainly Handrails LLC for a grant application to acquire the property they are currently leasing and conducting business in, located at 25 West Street, Fairfield. A discussion and decision. Nicole, they're just looking for a letter from this
Just a
board?
letter saying that the board is in favor of their looking to acquire the building. Right now, they lease the building where they're currently operating. And part of the grant application, they need to see that the local planning board is in favor of seeing this company stay in town and acquire the building instead of lease the building. The letter of support
Sure.
of their idea.
It really doesn't change a thing that they're doing now, other than they doing it.
Correct, other than they want to pursue some financing to buy it,
Right.
buy the land and the building.
Okay, questions or comments on this letter of approval?
Did you have any concerns about this, Nicole?
None whatsoever. I've been in the building. I issued the certificate of occupancy. It's a well-run business, and they're growing the business, and they want to own the real estate before they expand any further, I believe.
Good to see small
That's
businesses
nice.
stay in town.
Yep.
Absolutely, that's great.
Hearing no other discussion, I'd call for a vote on this matter. All those in favor, take a motion?
All we're doing is give them our support, right?
Yep,
A letter of support.
letter of support.
Yeah.
And it comes from the planning board, not the town council? Or does it go to?
Correct, yeah, it's just going to be in your planning board minutes
Okay.
that you support the business owner wanting to apply for a grant.
I move that what she just said.
Okay?
Okay,
Put in a
you
motion.
move what she said.
Second.
Second, all those in favor? Thank you very much. That passes. We're back to item C, conditional use application for Origins Cannabis Company LLC to change the use from medical marijuana cultivation to adult use marijuana cultivation within the existing building located at 95 Skowhegan Road, Assessors Map 22, Lot 15, in the Commercial Land Use District.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, so we developed an existing site plan, basically showing the existing location of the facility, showing property line location, where they have existing lighting that's in place, the parking, and the relationship to the existing buildings on the site. They only occupy a portion of the existing building on the property, a portion in the rear, so it's quite out of the way, hidden from the rest of the property and the road going by as well, with the trees out front. So yeah, so they're looking again for a change of use from medical marijuana to adult use, recreational. I think we've addressed all the comments that Nicole had. We are requesting one waiver. There's a requirement for an alarm system in the building, and then with a storage of 90 days. Origins stores their videos for 45 days, which is actually the state requirement. So we are asking for a waiver request to go from the 90-day requirement down to the 45. We addressed all the other issues as far as showing the lighting, showing the area that we encapsulate. And then as far as odor mitigation, at Origins they use these commercial can filters. They have HEPA and carbon filters in it, continuously running through the facility to cleanse the air. That's what they are using now, and they don't propose any changes to that. They do have a compost pile in the back of the facility that is monitored with a camera system. The only items they have in that compost pile are the root ball and the stock, and it's mixed up with brown sawdust for state regs. So that is about the summation of the project. Not anything else proposed, no additions, changes to the building. It's just the use is going to change.
Okay. Do we want to vote on the waiver first, or go to finding of fact?
No, you can vote on the waiver first, since that is one of the standards they're asking you to waive. So instead of storing the video for 90 days, as our ordinance says, state law only requires 45 days. We've bumped up against this before. We've talked about amending our ordinance to meet state law, so I guess we could work on that when we do some ordinance amendments.
Okay. I'd call for a motion on that waiver, holding the film for 45 days instead of 90. Seems to be...
Motion to approve.
Motion?
Second.
And a second, thank you. All those in favor? Thank you very much. That motion is granted, Ben, for that waiver.
Thank you.
I will now go through the finding of fact on this adult use marijuana conditional use finding of fact for 2621.
You want to take a motion to move to findings if they don't have any other
I'd
questions?
take a motion to move to
I have
findings.
one question.
Yes.
And I don't know, I may not be understanding the ordinance. But on page 60 of our ordinance, and number 5E, it says, 500 feet from any other adult use marijuana retail store facility. Isn't that little store in the parking lot a retail facility?
It's not adult use, that's medical.
That's medical out there?
That's medical sales only.
Okay.
And this is adult use, no retail store associated with it, it's just cultivation. There won't be any external display or sales or any operation. It's they cultivate and then they move it to their stores that are located elsewhere in Maine, not to be sold there.
Okay. Okay. Is that owned by the same people?
It is not. The ownership of the building is one entity, but they lease the medical store to a different entity. I'm not even certain the exact, I don't think they're related to this adult use cultivator.
I don't believe so, I'm not aware at all.
I'm not aware of that either. I think they're completely different leases.
Okay, no, it stood out to me. Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I take a motion to move to finding of fact.
So moved.
And seconded?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Moving on to finding of facts. I'm going to go through these, all that are applicable, and anything that's not applicable, I'm going to pass by it on the list. Location, 95 Skowhegan Road, suite in the back building on map 22, lot 15, lease agreement submitted with application. A site plan drawn to scale showing at a minimum location of existing and proposed structures and distance from lot lines of the land uses listed in section 920D, number 5, to the nearest portion of the building or outdoor cultivation of the adult-use marijuana facility. At a minimum, no adult-use marijuana facility shall be located within the following distances from the specified land use listed below. A, 500 feet from any existing public or private school grade, pre-K through 12, or existing licensed childcare facility, public library, or any public parks or public playgrounds designated as drug-free safe zones by the town of Fairfield in accordance with MRSA Title 17A, 110123. B, 500 feet from any existing halfway house. C, 500 feet from any existing drug or alcohol rehabilitation facility. D, 500 feet from any houses of worship. And E, 500 feet from any other adult-use marijuana retail store facility. Site plan was submitted to the planning board with application, a plan by A.E. Hodgson Engineering dated 3/28/21. Additional site plan elements, existing topographical contours are there, existing pedestrian and vehicle traffic ways and public areas, parking areas, existing exterior lighting shown on the plan, existing landscape and visual buffer zones. It's an indoor cultivation. Existing water, sewer, and electrical lines, and outside installation of any machinery or materials. Again, indoor cultivation, no changes. An estimate of vehicle trips per day to be generated by the development at peak hour, no changes. An HHE 200 if a subsurface wastewater treatment system will be used, existing septic system will be used. A statement from the fire chief that suitable provisions for fire protection have been included. We have a letter submitted with the application from the fire chief in Fairfield. A list of names and abutters of all the landowners within 200 feet of the property lines. That was submitted with the application on Exhibit 3. Letters to abutters were mailed on April 15, 2021, and posted at the town office bulletin board notifying of tonight's public hearing on the application via Zoom meeting at 5 p.m. on April 26, 2021. A legal notice was placed in the Morning Sentinel newspaper on April 18, 2021. The development will not create unsafe or unhealthy conditions within the neighborhood in which it is located and shall not create or exacerbate effects upon neighboring properties. This change of use from medical marijuana to adult use cultivation inside the building will not create any external changes. The development will not create or add to traffic congestion at or below level of Service D as defined, and will not create unsafe traffic movements on the Norwich Walk Road.
Skowhegan Road.
Excuse me, Skowhegan Road. Very good. I stand corrected.
Sorry.
The change, we need a new typist.
I
The
know.
change of use from medical marijuana cultivation to adult use marijuana cultivation inside the building will not create or add to traffic that already exists on the 2 to 4 vehicle trips at peak hour. The development will not result in undue reduction of air quality or water quality or wildlife habitat and will not cause undue flooding or soil erosion. This change of use from medical marijuana cultivation to adult use marijuana cultivation inside the building will not result in undue reduction of air or water quality or wildlife habitat and will not cause undue flooding or soil erosion. See existing odor control information as submitted. Odor control at adult use marijuana establishments submitted a detailed report on the effective mitigation of any marijuana odors of the proposed operation. Such report shall include proof that the design plan for the purification of the air and odor for indoor adult marijuana establishments shall be prepared and installed by a professional mechanical contracting company to show ventilation systems will properly filter marijuana odors. Odor control information was submitted, as submitted.
And he reviewed that with you?
Yes.
With the carbon filters?
Carbon filter canisters, yes. Next item, the development will not cause an undue strain on public facilities or services including public roads, water supply, sewage disposal, or solid waste systems, police, educational, or otherwise. A public water and septic system serve this property as shown on the site plan. This is a state road and traffic will remain 2 to 4 vehicles at peak hour. The police chief has submitted a statement that the development will not cause undue strain on the police department. The applicant has sufficient financial and technical capacity to complete the development. There is no construction proposed as part of this application. The development is consistent with the Fairfield Comprehensive Plan and in compliance with state law, as well as all ordinances and rules and regulations of the town, including the performance standards of this ordinance, unless the board acts to waive that said standard. The reuse of the existing commercial buildings at the previously occupied commercial property is consistent with the Fairfield Comprehensive Plan for Economic Development and Job Creation and is compliant with the state and local laws and regulations. A statement regarding the use, storage, and disposal of any dangerous, toxic, or special or hazardous waste, whether solid, liquid, or gaseous, and special measures available to deal with them in appropriate fashion. Details of the adult use marijuana disposal plan is composting waste. A floor plan shows location of the required notices, warning signs detailed of the adult use marijuana business, section 9.20, number 17, location on site plan. A detailed report outlining how the establishment will meet the security requirements, cultivation facility security plan with one waiver granted to section 9.20, number 18, to be consistent with state law, 45 days retention of that film. Signs in accordance with the Land Use Ordinance, section 8.3, and State of Maine signage laws. All exterior signs are existing and no modifications are planned. Section 9.2, Adult Use Marijuana Business Standards in the Fairfield Land Use Ordinance, number 1 through 22. Standards number 1 through 22 have been reviewed and they have been met. And the only condition of this approval was the 45-day retention of film. Granted. Written request for waiver 9.218 was submitted to the planning board requesting a waiver following requirement of preserving all security recordings for 90 days. Again, that was approved to go to 45 days. I would take a motion if there are any questions or comments for this applicant. Hearing none, I would...
Motion to approve?
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor? Thank you very much. You're all set, Ben.
I'll send you the documents tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, good night. Pass that down to Lawrence. Next item on the agenda, and we're shooting for record time here,
You are.
Nicole.
You're
I mean,
doing
yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Good
yeah, I'm
man.
doing good. Going to be 25 minutes flat, I'm telling you, okay? Unfinished business. None. Items by the public, clerk, or members.
Just under clerk, you know, there's still development coming forward. So I think on your next planning board meeting, there may be several applications being submitted. I haven't heard back on the subdivision, but there's another engineer that's been asking to get on the next agenda, so perhaps you're going to have a couple items for review in June.
Awesome.
Yeah, because this covers as your May meeting, because May's next Monday. So this will be your May meeting. Nothing came in the last couple of weeks, but everybody's been calling and asking at the end of May to get on the June meeting.
Okay.
Okay? Just be aware, you got a couple.
When it's really warm one night in June, we'll be sitting in here.
That's correct.
That's what she's telling
That's
us.
what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Hang on. Tell me.
Can't think of any other place I'd rather be.
Yeah, really, really. I mean, with Nicole, I mean, come on.
It's June and warm.
I know, I know.
Go figure.
Go figure. Any other items by members, public, clerk? Hearing none, I'd call for a record 25-minute meeting agenda, for the meeting to be,
Absolutely.
I have a motion.
So Lawrence?
Wait it out.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
All right.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, everyone. 5:20.